go ahead. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order.
Sure thing. So, first order of business, the determination of quorum. We needed 45 votes. We got 57. So the election is official. Yay, everybody for voting. Yay. On to our next item of business, the 2025 year in review, Darren.
Okay, let me, I have a little thing here. Let me present and present that, share. No, stop. Hang on a second. What the heck? Slideshow. Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody. So I put together the usual review of last year, and it was actually pretty exciting because I said, we had a big last year. I said Crashbase had a big year. This year, Crashbase is literally just thriving. We had crazy number of events, more than we've ever had before. Membership is up, I think, 12%. Josh will do his membership report and get into some specifics. And revenue is up over 40%, at least preliminarily. So again, we'll Jeff will do the financial report later on, and more those reports will end up in the annual report. But yeah, a lot of new members, a lot of great new energy. It's pretty fantastic, and it's all due to really just this new influx of blood. A lot of it's due to Allison. Yay, Allison. So it's fantastic. Some improvements at the space. This is not comprehensive, I know, but we redid that bathroom, which was falling apart. So now it's like, it actually looks cool. We got Prusa XL. We got some Bamboo Labs printers. Other stuff that I had on my list was previous years, but there's other things that people want to remind me about. Go ahead and email me anything that I'm missing here. And then a couple things I wanted to highlight. The little Crashbase glowing neon Crashbase sign. It's pretty freaking cool. And there's a blog post on it. Sponsored membership program. Sean informs me that we had 10 sponsored memberships this in 2025, which is pretty cool. And we receive, regular donations from people to help cover those memberships. We also do sponsored classes, although it doesn't appear that we did any of them in 2025. We just would like to remind everyone that if people want to take classes, and this is members or other, and they want to take classes either at Crashbase or somewhere else, depending on the circumstances, Crashbase can help subsidize some of that. So I just want to remind everyone that if you've got find a cool class that you want to take and you can't afford it, let us know, and we might be able to help you. One thing we were doing some last year is the Crashbase Vision Committee, which is now kind of really with the changed structure with the Liz and the officers sort of doing more to the day-to-day leading of the space. This should be more something taken up by the board of directors, and given all of the regardless of how the voting went, we will have new directors on the board. So we'll sort of pick this up in the future, and basically the whole point of the Vision Committee is, if we had unlimited money, what would we do? We have opportunities to get money in terms of grants and donations and stuff, which we got some of this year, but we could potentially get some rather large donations, and kind of need the whole answer. If somebody says, if I give you a bunch of money, what would you do with it? So that's kind of the whole point of that. Events. We had a bunch of events. As I said, we have more events than ever. Got a bunch of them listed here. regular recurring events that we met more than one or more times a month, which is really cool. And then highlighting we had kind of some one-off special events like the art show, and we did a couple of movie nights, and the Halloween costume sort of workshop, which was very cool. But then I wanted to highlight a couple things. The art show looks like it was really fantastic. Lots of cool looking stuff for that. Um, Classes, we had a bunch of classes and more paid classes than ever before. And then highlighting some of those, the 3D printer class brought in like $1,200 and 30 students over the course of the year, which is we're seeing a steady growth in the 3D printer class, which is pretty cool. Now that sort of the 30 tickets for 2025 was over 30% increase over the previous year. The Rizzo class brought in like $80 in ticket sales. And then we had like the leatherworking class, which looks like it was really cool. And then there was like a bicycle wheels workshop sort of thing. And then one thing that we did last year that we haven't really done a whole lot of, field trips, which are really cool. And we got some pictures from some of them. So the Davis DeWitt workshop tour, which looked really cool. And then we had somebody come in and do a talk at one of the patching circles. So that was something that we haven't done before either. So lots of new stuff. And then one thing that was listed in the blog, App and Glow and Geek Mom Projects came in and visited and showed off some of their stuff. It looked like it was a lot of fun. And then we did Bay Area Maker Faire and OC Maker Faire. And also Collab Makerspace. Allison and Barb went to that, and here's a picture of Allison holding down the table. So that's cool. And then we also had a showing at the Zine Fair that happened last year as well. So lots of great showing up to events and having events in the space. A couple member projects didn't get a ton of these to sort of highlight. We can add more to the annual report if people are interested. And go ahead and let me know. Email me or ping me on the Discord, I guess. But Barb experimented making realistic looking 3D printed feathers and wrote up a really cool instructables on that. So I got a link to that here. And I got some pictures published in Genie Magazine, not super makery, but pretty cool nonetheless. And I wrote up a blog post with the story behind the thing and some of the pictures, including some that didn't get published in the magazine. But that was basically the sort of last year in Crash Space that I came up with. I'm going to stop presenting now, and we can move into the membership report if you're ready to present that, Josh.
Sure. Yeah, let's jump into this real quick. Annual membership report is going to be very straightforward, but has some interesting results. Let me see. There we go. So 2025 to 2026 yearly numbers are very interesting. In January 1st, we were at 91 members. 2025. I do not have the report for Jan 2026 specifically, so I took the closest one, late December 2025, is 130 members approximately. This included 3 new members in the Neon One system that launched late last year. As you can see, this is a massive change in membership. It's hard to reconcile the fact that we had 91 members in January last year. Very quickly, this was what the breakdown was last year. So what the breakdown is this year. You see 118 regular members. Doing a comparison real quick, there's 2 fewer key members in 2026 than 2025. Same month. This is month-to-month comparison, meeting to meeting. However, we have had continued growth in the first few months of 2026, and now are at 55 more regular members in 2026 than we were at the same period last year. This is phenomenal growth. This is the greatest growth we've ever had. This is faster growth than we had when we started, when there were like 30 people waiting to join all at once. This is the fastest growth Crush Base has ever experienced year to year as I've been membership chairperson. So, very quickly, I'd love to crow about these numbers for a while, but it's a group effort. Most of it was me just making sure that the system stayed stable enough that we could take people's donations. Big thanks to everyone involved. This huge increase in regular membership, I believe, is a sign of greatly increased community involvement. So that's community being involved with us being involved in the community. I also think that we need to encourage people to become keyed members. As you can see, that is the one number that we had a downtrend on. That happens. We have few members, so little changes stand out. 1 or 2 people leaving LA, ceasing their keyed membership is a shame. But I would encourage people to look for ways that we can talk up keyed membership and we can get people that extra benefit that I think they would have of having a key to the space at any time. That is my report.
Excellent.
And I'm going to provide a link here in the notes.
And
Thanks, everyone.
if you could send me that presentation, Josh.
Yeah. Let me send that straight to you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, then the last report is a financial report.
Yeah. Yep. So this is our financial statement of activity.
Do you want to do your mic so that people can?
I'll just go closer.
Okay.
Go to the trade places over here.
Yeah. So this is the initial financial statement. I did an audit and I just had to change the categories for some things. But essentially, where our net income this year is up 8,000 versus our 10K loss last year. And our revenue is at 74,000 compared to 51,000 in 2024, which is about a 43% increase, which is really just caused by the outreach of Allison and getting us more members. So we're spending money and actually doing something with our money, which is really great. But yeah, that's my financial report for now. Cool.
Excellent. Thank you very much. That's exciting numbers all around. And that was
All
the
right.
end of the thing. So you can sort of take it away there, Sean.
Sure. So, last item of business for the annual meeting is the election results. This was an extremely close election. So, in case you need additional encouragement, voting is important, as many people will tell you, but for realsies. Election results. The board members, and these are listed alphabetically by first name. Congratulations, David Dye.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Katie Zhao. And as I had noted, this was very close. So actually, for our third board seat, we're going to have a runoff election between Alondra Prado and Tyler J. So congratulations both. Our bylaws actually don't have what to do in the case of a tie. So we figure the runoff election is the fairest way to handle the third seat. If there's another tie, then I don't know. We'll flip a coin.
Yeah, we'll come up with something. If we get another tie, we'll figure some other, tiebreaker. But
Balance and adapt.
I know we can get a Thunderdome. All right. And for our officers, congratulations of President Barbara. Congratulations for Vice President Allison Lewis. Congratulations, membership chair, Josh. Congratulations, facilities chair, Michael Eisenberg. Congratulations, CFO, Jeff Solthies. Congratulations, treasurer, Ron Folkmar. And congratulations, secretary, Aquiel Godot. But I do want to say thank you to everyone who ran, because this is like tango. It's better when there's more people than one. So that is the election result.
That's how the saying goes.
I'll keep it PG. But that is all for the official annual meeting agenda. Is there any quickish time box member business that anyone would like to bring up at this time?
If you have opinions on the floor, tell me now, because we're getting quotes.
Yes, I have a question. So when will committee involvement plans go out, and when will we know who are members of the committees?
So the committees are basically assembled by the committee chairs. So if you're interested in helping out with the membership or finance or any of them, reach out to the officer involved or to the board. You can email board@crossface.org and volunteer.
Well played. Well played. Okay. Well, are there any other items at this time? If not, then we typically have a board meeting after the annual meeting to certify the election. I think we can.
I'll move that we adjourn the annual meeting.
Very good.
Seconded.
Right. Okay.
Angel, you're not a board member yet.
We shall.
Sorry.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Let's see, where is that window? Here it is. So for our board meeting, let me just take a quick attendance. Let's see. Yes, Aquiel. Yes, Barb. Yes, Grant. Yes, Jeff. I think.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm here, so we have quorum.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have quorum.
Yep. And me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Allison. I saw Carlin, Jeff, Josh, Michael, Ron, myself, and I saw Todd pop in. So yes, we have quorum. This meeting is called to order for 26, and our item of business is to certify the election.
As a point of order, I'd like to,
please,
as usual, the board. I don't know that we need to certify the board elections because they are already determined. So welcome to the new board members, and thank you to any outgoing board members for your help and your service.
The new. I thought we had a runoff for the-
Yeah. We will be having a runoff election, so we're not completely settled. At this point, we have 8 board members.
At what point do we remove the former board members?
We don't have to. It already happened.
No, from the list of board members
Oh,
present.
at the next sort of official board meeting, we can sort of record attendance of everybody involved.
Okay.
We can add Josh's cat if that helps. Oh, and then
Is there a ballpark or an estimate for when the runoffs are going to take place?
so that was the other thing. So the So let's get to the officer positions. So the officer votes are advisory votes on the part of the board, part of the membership. But I move that we certify the election results from the officer elections.
All right, very good. May I get a second?
Second.
My fellow board member to oh, never mind.
Thank you, Akuel. I'll like the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do I vote for this or no? If I'm out,
Yeah,
no.
I'm a little unsure if I'm still voting yes.
That's the other question.
Well, any
yes,
opposed?
if I can vote.
That's fine. We don't mind hearing your opinion.
Okay. I didn't hear any to oppose, so passes unanimously.
Yay.
Yay. All right.
Okay, and then on the topic of the runoff election, Sean, do you want to? We can have a conversation. We should try and do it soon. Should be relatively straightforward.
Yeah.
So we obviously just set up a new ballot and let them know that we need to sort of generate the new emails and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And for expediency, use the same voting code that you had this for the main election. I'll reference those to know which ones are, coming in. I see Angel has hand raised.
Yes, I have a question, and that is specifically whether we need the same number of quorum votes in order to have this runoff, or if that number changes.
Nope. No, actually, the quorum requirement in the bylaws is actually for the meeting itself, not for the vote. But we use the votes as proxy attendance for the meeting. So that's why we were kind of concerned about the number of votes. We want everybody. I mean, if everybody, people who didn't vote in the original election, wanted to vote in the runoff, that should be fine.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be clear, we used to hold this in a single room, and everyone who showed up voted, and there was no proxy vote. So this is echoing that situation where we wanted to make sure enough people showed up that it mattered.
We always allowed a proxy vote by the bylaws, but it never really played into things.
Yeah.
But we used to do paper ballots and everything, so.
Yep. So I will post to the Crash members Google Groups list.
Okay.
When the new ballot is up, I will have that out ASAP. Please use your same voting code, and we will figure out who the third new board member is.
We should probably allow roughly the same amount of time for voting, so.
Sure.
And since this has literally never happened before, we will figure out the procedure as we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any other items for the board meeting at this time? If not, then the next board meeting will be April 25th. Aquiel, I will, of course, be at your service until you don't need me anymore. But one of the things is to set time. Of course, you can pitch the same time, but otherwise, next meeting, April 25th. May I get a motion to adjourn?
Actually, before we do that,
please.
Yeah, so that's a good reminder that you and I had talked, Sean, about having a support and handoff for the change, since the only other that's the only position that actually changed. Oh no, Allison and Barb, president and vice president, but or Barb changed. Never mind. I've had a rough week. I'm sorry. Anyway, whatever. I did want to sort of officially on the record suggest to Josh, because the membership chair election was also very close. And even you told me, Sean, that like the third place board seat was also extremely close. There was like one vote difference between third and fourth.
Third, fourth, and fifth, 1 vote
Right.
difference.
Yeah, the tie for third, and then the non-tied fourth. Yeah. Anyway, so anyway, I would encourage Josh to utilize his opponent as labor for helping to lighten his load as membership chair, and get somebody else up to speed. Yeah, David, and get him up to speed, so that if we want to do a handoff at some point during the year, we don't have to wait for an election. So if that's what ends up happening, we can make that change as needed, and more eyes on things, the better.
An official thank you to Sean and Liz for all of their hard work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Feels like it was just yesterday, even though it was 7 years ago, I think. In any case, yeah, I have full confidence in the new board and officers. And I suppose with that, is there anything else anyone would like to bring up at this time?
If not,
then
I'll-
yes, may I get a motion to adjourn?
Sorry, I'll just say thank you
Oh,
Yeah.
for letting me serve on your board for a little while there.
Oh, and Grant too.
Yeah. Thank you, Grant.
Thank you, Grant.
ooh, okay. Then yes, motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn the board meeting.
All right, and may I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Then our meeting is adjourned for 35. Thanks, everybody. Congratulations again to the new board and officers.
Thanks, everyone.